Hello Year 10 and welcome to lesson 4 on ratio. We're going to start with the answers to yesterday's exercise. So on the screen you can see the answers that you should have got. If you could pause the video and mark what you've done, and then you'll have an idea of how you got on. Okay, so hopefully you did okay with that, but let me know if you've got any issues. So today we're going to be looking at dividing quantities in a given ratio, and we're going to continue developing the idea of a bar model in order to be able to answer these. Because although you may be able to do these questions without a bar model, there are going to be harder questions which we'll tackle tomorrow, which are so much easier to do if you've got a good understanding of how the bar model works. So I'm going to take you through a couple of examples first of all. Example 1, Bob and Phil share £30 in the ratio 2 to 3. How much does each person get? So just like yesterday when we were putting our ratios in fraction form, we're going to draw out our bar model, and we know that Bob gets 2 parts whilst Phil gets 3 parts. So this bar model is representing that ratio. And we also know that the total amount that this bar is representing is £30. So I know that my whole bar is £30. And so because I know that these are equal parts and there are 5 equal parts, I can work out what one of those equal parts is by doing 30 divided by 5. And that gives me 6. So I know that one part of my bar model is 6. And now I can multiply up to work out what Bob got and what Phil got, because Bob got 2 of those parts, which are each worth £6. So in total he got £12, whereas Phil got 3 lots of those parts, which in total gives him £18. And a useful check to do at the end, just to make sure you've got this correct, is that your total of your 2 amounts should make the original total amount. So 12 plus 18 does make 30. So there's a pretty good chance that I've got this correct. So the answer then is that Bob gets £12 and Phil gets £18. Okay, example number 2. A triangle's angles are in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3, and we're asked, is it a right angle triangle? So to be able to make that decision, I need to know what the angles are. So I'm going to draw out a bar model for each of the 3 angles. So angle 1 is 1 part, angle 2 is 2 parts, and angle 3 is 3 parts. And I know that the angles in my triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I know that the whole of my bar is representing 180 degrees. And there are 6 parts in my bar model here, 6 equal parts. So to work out one part, I'm going to need to do 180 divided by 6. And that's going to give me 30. So one part of my bar model is representing 30 degrees. And angle 1 is just 1 part. So I now know that angle 1 is 30 degrees. And I can multiply up to find the other angles. So angle 2, 2 lots of 30, which is 60 degrees, and angle 3, 3 lots of 30, which is 90 degrees. And so now I can answer the question, yes, it is a right-angled triangle. Okay, so now you're ready to have a go at the exercise. And again, this is going to be on the screen and you're going to need to pause the video. There's more than one slide. So we'll pause the video, you can work on the first slide, and then if you start the video again, we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so questions 1 to 5. You have got question 1 there, which is just an amount, and you've got to divide it into the given ratio. And I'd like you to do this using the bar model so you can get used to that technique. And then from then on, question 2, 3, and 4 is set in a bit of a context again, so more realistically what an exam question might look like. So you've got to draw out the bits of information that you need and then draw your bar model. Question 5 moves into 3-part ratios and even a 4-part ratio. Now the example we did on the triangle in the last question, that was a 3-part ratio because we had 3 angles. So you're just going to need to have 3 different sections to your bar model for each different part of the ratio. So if you pause the video now and have a go at questions 1 to 5, showing full working in your book. Okay, the next slide. Here are the final 3 questions. Little bit more challenging and a few more words to sort of read through and dig out the key bits of information. So pause the video now and have a go at that. When you're done, if you could take a photo again of your work and then submit the assignment on Teams and upload a photo of your work, that would be great, and I will give you the answers to these as usual in tomorrow's lesson.